Alright folks, this is a new product made by Purina. I don't much like talking about big companies, but it's called Purina Hydration Hay. Now for all of y'all that are gonna maybe have to bug out with animals of the grass eating variety, of course this show's for horses, but you know, you may have to be herding your animals or whatever, and this block here equals a big huge bale of hay. I'm thinking right here it says it multiplies 5 times, so this would be the equivalent of 24, be a 100-pound bale of hay. And each one of these blocks is a section of a hay bale. Anybody that's ever broke across a hay bale. So you say, well, why wouldn't I just bring hay? Well, think how much of this you can compact into a small area. Plus, being that this has been so compressed and all the moisture has been removed from it, it will also store for a longer period of time. This right here will expand 5 times. Okay? And as soon as all the moisture is done, you can put this in a Mylar bag and let's say put in maybe a Mylar bag and I don't know, maybe a cup of oatmeal, and you would have like an MRE for your horse. So at the end of the day, you know, you give them water, and then you want them to, or maybe for breakfast, you know, you want to give them that and mix the oats in with it, and it all swells up, and it also makes sure the horse has plenty of hydration. So what the instructions say with this, let me see if I can get a close-up here. This is basically it's a hay that's been just dehydrated. I mean, it's just fluff. Just fluff. So it's been compressed so much that all the moisture is gone. And anybody knows that when you want something to last a long time, you take the moisture out of it. So I'm going to guess that this stuff right here lasts normally a year in this type of packaging, which is not airtight. I would dare say it would go 5 years in Mylar with an O2 absorber. And likewise with oatmeal. So you could put that in a Mylar bag, remove the oxygen, and it would store for 5 years. So let's go a step further. Add this into a Mylar bag with a cup of oats and say a tablespoon of a salt potassium mix, 50-50 mix, which is, everybody knows, is Morton light salt. You add all that together, and for breakfast, before you get ready to leave out in the morning or at night, whenever your day is beginning, you would feed this to your horse. Now here's what I'm going to do, and this is totally new. See, this bucket is empty. I'm going to put this in here like that. And I am going to add, by the instructions, this is a 1.5 gallon jug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add, I emptied about 1 quart out of here, so that should be about 5 quarts of water. And we are going to add that to this, and then I'll do high speed. I'll speed it up through the magic of computers and internet and everything. And you can watch this hydrate. Now it says 2.5 minutes into it, you should flip it over. So let's get started with this and watch this expand. And you can see it's floating. So let's watch it expand.
Okay, well, if we're going to be in a bug out situation and space is limited, this is your best option to this date for a forage option for animals that require forage, which is a bulk or grass, whether it be your goats or cattle. If you have to pack something with you and take up the least amount of space, to this date, this is the best option at this time. In this part of the video, you can't really see it expanding very much, but it is expanding. Yeah, this definitely has its place. However, many preppers, if you've noticed, they don't make videos on livestock. They all talk about their guns. This is probably one of the most unsexy aspects of your emergency preparedness right here.
All right. That's been about 10 minutes. A little bit dry still. So I would dare say that is a minimum, very minimum of 5 quarts. If you're going to mix, put it up here. All right, that's a minimum of 5 quarts. And you have a very moist product. So as you can see, the horse will be taking in lots of moisture. And if you're working a horse or your animals are stressed, goats, you heck for that matter, cattle, if you're working them and they're stressed, you know, I would go ahead, if you were going to mix a cup full of oatmeal, I would go ahead and put 1.5 gallons. You know, and you could mix oatmeal with that, and that would be like 1 breakfast feeding. And you could do it again at night at the end of the day. And that would definitely help you get across the tundra. And I'd say one of these bricks, you could fit 2 of these in a saddlebag, 1 on each side of a saddlebag, along with the oats, and that would give you, if you stretched it and rationed it, that would get you a couple of days easily of travel. Or just feed this once a day, and along with forage you'll find along on the trail. You know, just I don't know if you were going to do these 1 a day, feed it at the end of the day, and you know, let them forage the rest of the night or in the morning, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'll bring the horse over in a minute and she'll do a taste test on it. Well, she likes it, folks. Yeah. Yum. Seal of approval. Yep. Hey, shook her head yes. And watch her knock the whole thing over on the ground.